Why part four? Okay, now that's a good question actually. The reason why we decided to do a part four, we have already done three parts, is we are going to focus on ABM, evolving into ABM 2.0. So that's very important. The ABM is evolving very fast. HubSpot is now becoming a GTM engine for modern B2B. So HubSpot started off as a CRM, then it became an inbound engine, and now it is becoming a GTM engine. So we are going to cover that journey as well. So HubSpot is fast becoming one of the pioneers when it comes to GTM engineering tool. They are launching new features every single day, and things are very super fast moving when it comes to HubSpot. Okay. I recently attended a LinkedIn Sales Navigator in Eastern India, meetup, and there is a huge amount of changes that is coming up with Sales Navigator itself. There are some fancy features that they have added. I think they're going to release it to public soon, but I've seen some of the features in that particular meetup, and it was just fabulous. So we're going to talk a little bit more on that as well. And also what is the role of outbound tools and AI and warm and signal-led outreach? What is the role of that, in this equation? And how GTM engineering can connect all of them into one revenue system. So that's the goal and agenda of this particular session. Okay. So now let's move on. So how does GTM engine turn ABM into a system? Okay, so for everybody who is not aware, ABM is account-based marketing. So a lot of large B2B companies, they do account-based marketing. And they reach out to accounts and the people, working for those accounts, and they try to create relationships with those people so that they can do more sales. So that's the goal of account-based marketing. Uh, and GTM engineering is playing more and more key role when it comes to ABM. 10 years back, ABM used to be, going to Zoom Info, downloading a bunch of companies, uploading those companies into outreach tools, and then, using LinkedIn Sales Navigator and others, and then do a LinkedIn outreach and then email outreach and like so on. So that is what it used to be. It used to be very manual. Typically, a BDR or SDR team used to lead it. Okay, and it used to be primarily a sales function. But now with the GTM engineering into the play, it has become a sales and marketing function and also a revenue ops function. And there's a lot of stuff that is being automated. So we're going to talk a little bit more on this in today's session. Okay. So the primary role of GTM engineering as of now, and I'm talking about January 2025 in ABM, is automation of account selection. Okay. For example, you don't have to manually select the account anymore. This can be very well automated using a Clay agent or a HubSpot agent or any sales agent that you create. Okay, that means if you create a nice prompt telling that, hey, you know what, I want all these companies who are into engineering services and they only provide services to automobile industry providing plastic material. Okay, so if I create this plan, then I can put this prompt into an Clay agent or a HubSpot agent or any system that you're using, or even LinkedIn Sales Navigator, and then just train the agent to look for those companies. So you can automate the account selection. You don't have to sit whole day and find those accounts all throughout. This is what many of the SDRs and the BDRs used to do. But now you can just simply train an agent to select the account, and it can be trained further. It can be fine-tuned. For example, once you select all the companies, just make sure that this plastic keyword, for example, this kind of industrial plastic word exists in the website of those company, or some specific keywords, which is only specific to that particular industry. So then it can do a next level check. It can go to the website, gather the information, and then just check whether those keywords exist. Okay. And then the third level, can be done. Hey, you only pick up the accounts which have more than 500 employees. So it can call up a few APIs, maybe Sales Navigator API or any other API, Crunchbase API or whatever, and then you can get that information as well, right? So you can train those agents as much as possible, and it can just do automatic account selection. So that means the clay agent will continuously run and continuously keep selecting the account and pushing it to your HubSpot company's account module, and that's pretty much it. And then you can segment it automatically. For example, once the company starts coming up, you can, using HubSpot agent, you can actually start doing the dynamic lead scoring. Okay, for example, this account is better, so give them 50 points. This account, if fits our RCP, give 100 points. So that lead scoring and segmentation can also be automated within HubSpot. Okay, I'm just talking from the point of HubSpot because this session is around HubSpot and LinkedIn Sales Navigator and others. But you can do it in other. You can create a custom, system as well using Anytime or any other agentic tool to replicate the same scenario. I'm not saying that you have to actually use HubSpot, but from the context of this particular webinar, I'm talking from the LinkedIn Sales Navigator, HubSpot, and they, primarily I'm going to use these tools when I'm going to talk from the context of this particular webinar. Okay, so it can automate personalization also. For example, you can use Sales Navigator, and then you can use some sales outreach tool to actually personalize the message. So based on all the data that you have fed into HubSpot, okay, and then the automatic segmentation lead scoring that has happened, then within the HubSpot also you can create a workflow and create an agent, call an agent that will create a workflow and then send a personalized email based on these information. That's super cool, right? Because now at the time of account selection and account segmentation, you have passed on a lot of information. You have added a lot of custom properties, right? Custom information on top of it. And now possibly you can find people working for those companies. You can call up another API like a Zoom Info or Apollo, push it to HubSpot contact point, and then call a Clay agent which will call up a workflow. Okay, and within the workflow you can customize the email based on the information which has been updated already within HubSpot. So you can automate the personalization via AI agents within HubSpot or Clay or any other tool that you're using. And then you can also sync ad. Okay, for example, okay, if this company has qualified and we are sending them outreach, then also send the company details and the people details to LinkedIn ad account and then run ad at the same time. So you can even automate that step within the workflow in terms of email as well as ad, right? And then that's how you can create a closed loop engine. So that the idea is to build the engine, build these steps, okay, connect the step and let the engine run and you come in and continuously fine tune, right? So you'll be sitting outside an SDR and then you'll be continuously fine tuning rather than, you will be in the system and continuously doing this stuff. So that is where GTM Engineering is turning ABM into ABM 2.0. And we have been talking about ABM 2.0 for a very long time. And I'm going to keep talking about it in the coming days. And hopefully we will have the webinars on where we are going to show the steps as well on how we are doing it for our customers. But right now the idea is to just take the question and try to answer it, and then we'll based on the feedback we'll create more in-depth step-by-step webinars in the coming days. All right, so this is the whole system, the ABM engine, the signal, the signal, the segmentation, the personalization, activation, all of that can be automated. I'm not saying that you have to automate everything, but within the steps you can automate a lot of stuff. You can connect the dot, and then you can sit on top of it and continuously run the engine. Okay, that is where the world is heading on.